Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Secret of Evermore. I've made quite a few stat gains since the last video. Bone Crusher is now at level 2. Whenever you level up a weapon, you get a message on the screen saying such and such weapon is now level 2 or 3, depending on which level you got. Also, the boy is now at level 4. And the dog, who we will name later, by the way, is at level 3. I also respawn the enemies one more time so I could... Well, besides doing that, like an idiot, I might as well go ahead and show off how to fight these enemies. For the Wimpy Flowers, wait for them to attack, then make your move. That's pretty much all there is to it. And apparently I've gotten so good at attacking these things now and getting to at least level 4 that I can one-shot some of these guys. Now, you can already tell that the boy's status, not status, but hit points and attack meter is at the bottom left, and the dog's is at the bottom right. You can probably tell just from watching the first video. I don't know why I didn't mention that before. But here's the difference between a level 1 and a level 2 attack. Just pressing B lets you do a level 0 or a level 1. If it's at 100, you'll do a level 1. Anything else, anything less than that will be a 0. Same for the dog. But how do you do a level 2 attack? Well, you have to attack, and you gotta hold the button after you attack. You'll fill up this gauge here. As you can see in the lower left hand corner, I now have this slim, dark red gauge. When I let go of the attack button, I do a much more powerful strike. You'll be able to do the same with the dog when the time comes. And now, to test it out on this Wimpy Flower. 38 damage. Pretty nice damage, can easily one-shot any of these Wimpy Flowers. As for the mosquitoes, when you fight those, you want to make sure you have at least a level 1 attack. That way you'll be able to hit for not only more damage, even though the mosquitoes have only 1 hit point to work with, but you also have some better accuracy as well. You're definitely going to be more likely to hit them if you have a fully charged normal attack at the ready. Also, I managed to get a few more items too. I managed to get to 6 petals. That's the most you can have of any consumable item. And I managed to get 2 herbal essences. I managed to farm item drops off of the Wimpy Flowers. The herbal essences cure you of any status ailments, whether it be poison or plague or confounded or anything like that. I'll explain those status ailments when we come across them. And I accidentally one-shot that Wimpy Flower. I wanted to get the dog some weapon experience. Also, you don't have to necessarily bring Bone Crusher to level 2 before you do the mid-boss battle, but it helps. And at this point, we can easily one-shot any enemy around here with the dog or the boy, though that will change. And we have a 3rd herbal essence. If we ever pick up another petal from an item drop, the game will tell us we won't be able to pick up any more petals. Also, that item drop will disappear. And I was about ready to use a target command to see where that mosquito was. And if that dog could hit that for attack experience, that would be great. So, we covered the heads-up display at the bottom. We covered how to fight the Wimpy Flowers and how to fight the mosquitoes, so we got that out of the way at least. And finally, the dog hits the mosquito for once. That's great. We basically mentioned all the rings. Well, there will be other things to mention concerning the status and equipment rings, but I will mention those when the time comes as well. We pretty much fought all the enemies one last time, so let's go ahead. Hey, I saw you. There you go. How's the dog doing? 32. The number on the left of the colon, that's your current level. The right of that, the current amount of experience you have on said level. So that's how much closer you are to the next level. So now we are finally on the screen. As soon as we touch that leaf that's just sitting there all by itself, the battle will start. Time to go into the action menu. I'm going to be playing as the boy the whole time, but I might as well go ahead and do this. Set him to aggressive, and set the dog to fight. That'll make the dog as aggressive as possible. Once we set the offensive or defensive mode we want, we then get to switch to pick what level we want. So for the boy, I want level 2, and for the dog, I want level 1. I want the dog to do nothing less than 100% attacks. Once you're done, press Y to exit the menu, and let's go. Touch the leaf. This triggers the battle. Now we don't have to win this battle, but we can if we are able to. And that's why I wanted to do the level 2 attack. You can finish these raptors off in one shot. And I thought I was going to get that guy. As long as we can keep the raptors on screen, the raptors will eventually come towards us. Assuming they don't want to jump in the bushes all of a sudden. And I thought I was going to finish that guy off in one hit. The first 3 raptors will have at least 40 hit points. I know the last one will never go in the bushes and will have a little more than that. And I believe the 4th one also gets a little faster too. Yeah, you can, when the raptor is about to leap out of the bushes, when he peeks his head that first time, you definitely don't want to be in the center because the raptor leaps to the center, it will be an attack and that can hurt you. I thought I'd be able to get at least a 100% attack right there, level 1 attack, but nope. Let's keep this bad boy on screen. There we go. Now that raptor's gonna be all over the place, and he's gonna have a few more hit points. See, that usually would have had 40, but 47 hit points lost. That still wouldn't have killed it. But there we go, 2 level 2 attacks, and not only did the dog reach level 4, but we get 50 talons and a petal. Now, once we leave this screen, we will not be able to return to it ever again. And there are ingredients that you can look for. So you want to be very careful not to leave the screen before you find everything. There's the 3 parts crystal and the 2 parts water on the right. And there's 3 parts oil and a crystal on the left. Oh, there's 3 crystals. Okay. And 3 parts oil. Okay. There wasn't anything there. I believe that's all the ingredients you can find here. And once you trigger this battle, you can't go back. You have no choice but to go forward. You can lose this battle and still continue with the game. In case the boy dies, the dog will drag the boy over to the village. But since we won the battle, we have a petal that apparently we can't use. I discovered a glitch. I discovered a glitch. It's amazing. So it is possible to have more than 6. I don't know if I want to save with that, though. I'm afraid that might mess up my save file or mess up my game or something. But yeah, apparently it is possible in a way to have more than 6 petals. That's really something. Apparently the game did not check to see if you have 6 petals when you win the petal in that battle. I guess they didn't expect you to farm like I did. But anyway, we are now in the village. We can talk to people if we so choose. We can also look for alchemy ingredients too. Definitely want to check these fire pits here for ash. And we might as well go ahead and talk to people. They don't really tell us a lot, and we can't talk to any animals that follow these children. And we hear from this girl that the new alchemist, Strongheart, is missing from his jungle hut. We'll have to remember that name for later. And this girl will tell us about his lizard who can sit, stay, shake hands, and roll over. By the way, if you press select, you can switch between the boy and the dog. You can tell I switched to the boy because switched from the boy to the dog because, well, he charged up, even though you can't do that in the towns. If you talk to people as a dog, the characters actually change their dialogue depending on who's talking to them. There are times in the game where if you talk to people as a dog, you may get a free item. Usually it's a collar for the dog, but usually it's a collar for the dog. Also, I want to go this way, get some roots. I also want to go in here to find some more roots. There are some huts you can go into. Some people will give you information, other huts act as stores or inns. This girl will tell you about the vipers, who you'll be facing later on. And the first person that you talk to will tell you to take the contents from the pots and gourds. They'll help if we need to go into the jungle for anything. And we can't carry more petals because we have more than 6. Or exactly 6. In this case, we have more than 6. Again, this is live, and I did not expect that to happen at all. Having 7 petals at one time, so that's the first time I've ever triggered this glitch. And this is a game that I played back when I was a kid, back when I was a young lad, and I honestly did not expect to trigger a glitch like that. I never really farmed for 6 petals like that so early in the game, so when I found out that I had 7 petals, yes, my reaction was indeed genuine. This guy is the Alchemy Salesman. Strongheart looks for ingredients in the bug muck, which we'll definitely be going to later on. And some of the ingredients go to this guy. We won't be able to buy ingredients until A, we have more money, and B, we talk to Fire Eyes. That's pretty much why we're in this village. Why we're going to do things in this village anyway. We're finding a lot of alchemy ingredients and some things. So in case... No, okay, I didn't find any other consumable items. But in case I do find anything that I haven't mentioned before, I will let you know. And I believe this is... Okay, this is just a regular house. But this woman does tell you about the inn, though, next door. In case you lost a battle, you'll wake up at the inn. And then you can explore the village from there. There's 30 talons, some water, and 3 parts water. So we're mostly finding alchemy ingredients that we can use, as well as items that we can probably use too. If we talk to this guy, we can rest for a small fee. There's some nectar. The nectar will replenish 120 HP. We want to save that for later. We don't want to use that right away. Also, in case you don't want to rest but you want to save your game anyway, you can go ahead and save your progress. Right now we have 4 saved games that we can use. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. All the save files will show what location you saved at last, the name of the boy, the current level the boy is at, the current experience points that the boy has, and the current hit points that the boy has. So there you go. Let's go ahead and explore more of this area. Did I talk to this? No, I did not talk to her. She mentions honey. We won't be seeing honey for a while. Also, there's Ash here. I forgot to check that for Ash. And here's some water. And I forgot to get those roots too. I might as well go ahead and get those. Yeah, I've pretty much found everything that I need to find so far. Did I go? Well, I'm gonna get those things sooner or later. And this guy, if you manage to, I think if you manage to either, I don't know if you have to win the battle or not to get this, but this guy does give you a grass vest for free. So now that we have some armor, we now have this command in the main ring, the equipment command, and by going up and down by pressing up and down on this, we can actually switch between vests, hats, and bracelets. Right now we just have the grass vest, but by selecting the thing with B and then pressing B again, we have it equipped. So now we can equip or unequip stuff at our leisure. The grass vest is pretty weak defense-wise, but it is better than nothing. So let's go ahead and exit this hut, and I want to go here to get some water. Some of these people do say something else, in case you talk to them a second time. But mostly it's not important. And she sells all the consumable items. 7 petals. I still find that hilarious. Pixie dust. In case the boy's about to die, you can use that, and for a limited time, as long as the boy is flashing purple, his outline and his shadow are both flashing purple. If you die, this revives you. It doesn't recover all of your hit points though. You'll still be near death, but it's still better than nothing. I'm gonna go ahead. I won't need it, though you can buy one if you want. The dog biscuit. We'll be able to find one in one of the gourds in one of the huts. These replenish 100 of the dog's hit points when the dog dies. From there, you'll have to heal him up to replenish any hit points past that. Well, at least I'm doing a really good job in explaining stuff. This guy will tell you about alchemy. And you're definitely going to need alchemy in order to survive in this game. And in order to use alchemy, you'll need the ingredients for things first. This hut is the armor hut. 2 roots and some water. This guy deals in strong armor, even though it's not going to be very strong, though it's the strongest we're going to have for the moment. I'm going to buy the grass hat, and you don't necessarily need to do it, but I am going to buy a vine bracelet just to deck out the boy with the most defensive equipment that I can. There is a leather collar. We don't have the money for it. Well, we will be able to get one for free anyway. You don't necessarily need to farm money for one of these, though you can if you want. And, well, the dog's going to have better defense than the boy anyway. So, let's go ahead, press up and down on the control pad to go through these rings. We now have 6 added experience. Let's see your stats. Well, we're doing a little better. Dog still beats us by leaps and bounds on the... kinda. Well, mostly on the stats anyway. And there is a passage that is over here. Now, I could open these right now, but we're going to wait until later. There's a reason we're going to do that, and I'll mention that in a future video. 2 parts wax. I think there's some water around here. There's some water. Here's some oil. There is another area that we can go to the north, but we won't be able to do anything there. So we're just going to avoid that area for now. Did I get the water? I just checked the place 5 seconds ago and I can't remember. Yeah, I got the water. I forgot to get that oil. I forgot to check that one spot near the forest passage. Did the guy disappear? Or did he go towards the passage or something? Apparently that guy disappeared. The guy who just told us about the alchemy. Alright, we should be good on all the things that we need. So let's go ahead and talk to... well, let's go towards this hut. And this basically continues the story along. Everybody heads towards the hut in order to get Fire Eye's attention. And we get to see what all 6 kinds of NPCs in this village look like. Everybody chants for Fire Eyes, and she looks like more like us rather than anyone in the village. Interesting. This is Fire Eyes, also known as Elizabeth. She is going to be an important character for the next couple of videos. We introduce ourselves, and I went through that too fast because I didn't expect her to say other stuff. But basically we go into the hut to conduct some business and try to see what's going on, where we're at, and see if we can find a way to get home. Fire Eyes also asks about our dog, and turns out the dog is a he, as I revelated in the last video. And this is the point where we get to name the dog, and I just now realized that I never thought about what I wanted to name the dog for this Let's Play. I wish I had a you know what? Because I'm gonna slap the Zadara logo stuff on this video like I've done for like the past year or so. Okay, why not? Here's the space in case you need a space for whatever reason. You happy, Curry? Even though I'm probably sure you won't watch this video anyway, but in case you do. She always says that regardless of what you name the dog. And this is where we start learning things about things. So here's what we need to know. We're in this land called Evermore, and we're in a prehistoric village that Fire Eyes is the leader of. We need to find a way home, but we're gonna have to find a way in order to get home, There may be a way to find our way home, there may not be. But for now, we're gonna have to do some things for Fire Eyes in order to get things done and be pretty much well on our way. As you probably learned earlier in the video, Strongheart went to the Bug Muck looking for alchemy ingredients, but he hasn't come back. So now we're gonna have to find him in order for Fire Eyes to do us a favor in return. We've already fought man-eating flowers and mosquitoes at this point, so obviously the boy volunteers to do this without any hesitation. Before we leave though, we actually learn our first alchemy formula. This is Flash, and it's pretty powerful against enemies. It's an offensive spell, obviously. It's also non-elemental, as will every alchemy spell in the game be. It requires 1 wax and 2 oil. To equip a spell, just press B. Unequip, just press B again. We are obviously going to equip this because why not? That gives us another ring to work with. In case you need to equip or unequip spells, you can always talk to Fire Eyes, and she'll give you the option to do so. As I said earlier, it's 1 part wax and 2 parts oil. The more alchemy ingredients, the more of those 2 alchemy ingredients we have, the more charges of that spell that we're going to have. We don't really have magic points. The alchemy ingredients kind of act as pieces of the spell charges. And all you have to do is select the spell and let it fly. I'll explain how that goes when the time comes. I will definitely be taking some time to level up some spells, get some money, get the character stronger as I go through the game between videos, so that way I'll explain what's going on and what we need to do. There's a biscuit, there's some water. We pretty much got everything that we need to get. And we are coming up on 25, actually we are past 25 minutes into the video. So we might as well go ahead and go to the inn. We don't really need to heal or anything. But I do want to save. So I can continue this next time. Let's go ahead and save this game. So, join me next time where I head to the Bug Muck and try to save Strongheart. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!